Hey everyone, let's dive into what's happening with XRP right now. Looking at our one-day chart here, we're sitting at $2.21. And yes, XRP has slipped back into the red today. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Is this it? Is the XRP run finally over? Hold up, not so fast. Here's the thing that a lot of people are missing. We've still got some massive catalysts brewing for this cryptocurrency. Those ETFs everyone's been talking about, they're absolutely going to impact XRP's price. Now, I'm not saying it's happening today, tomorrow, or even next week, but here's what's actually going on behind the scenes. These ETFs are literally pulling XRP out of circulation. Think about basic supply and demand. When you reduce the available supply, what happens to price? Exactly. And I genuinely believe we're going to see this play out in the short term. But let's be real about why we're seeing red today. Bitcoin is down too, still hanging just above $95,000. And guess what? Everyone's saying Bitcoin's cycle is over as well. But here's what I know is coming. A rebound. It's just a matter of time. And you want to be positioned when that happens, right? Now here's something interesting. Check this out. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index just hit 10. That means we're in extreme fear territory. But you know what's fascinating about us XRP holders? We've been here before. We're basically immune to this stuff now. Most people see a red day and panic, but seasoned XRP holders, we're sitting here thinking, should I buy more today or wait to see if it drops lower? We've developed this incredible patience muscle. I've always told you, once you get into XRP, you learn two crucial things really quickly. First, this is definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. Second, you're going to learn patience like you've never experienced before if you want to make real money with this cryptocurrency. But here's why days like today don't shake us anymore. We know what the future holds for XRP. We know that once the real breakout begins, all those haters, all the people who've been spreading FUD about XRP, they'll disappear overnight. They'll be FOMOing in just like everyone else. Speaking of institutional interest, here's something huge from Yahoo Finance. They're reporting that institutions are circling XRP, and this isn't just hype. This is real positioning happening right now. But listen, they're not calling it a guaranteed moonshot either. They're saying it's a strong tailwind, not the whole engine. Smart play is to lean in, stay disciplined, and keep watching those metrics. What really caught my attention in this article is what institutions are seeing that retail investors might be missing. XRP is gaining genuine traction with institutions here. In late 2025, we're witnessing a real shift from retail-driven hype to actual enterprise adoption. Think about what Ripple's been doing lately. Acquisitions, payment pilots, and that RLUSD stablecoin launch. All of this is changing how banks and major funds think about digital assets. The drivers are crystal clear. Legal clarity after that 4-year regulatory battle, product integration that actually works, and early ETF buzz as XRP's infrastructure continues building out. Analysts are finally paying attention and asking the right questions. What's really powering this shift? Can it actually last? And here's my take. Ripple is absolutely changing the game. Why? Because they have the best solution out there for moving money around the world. They have the best alternative to SWFT, and that's exactly why institutions are paying attention. They want to position themselves in this space, and they're already looking past Bitcoin. Now, I get this question literally every single week. How much XRP should I buy? How much should I be holding? Listen, I can't tell you exactly how much XRP to buy because I don't know your personal situation, and I would never tell anyone to overinvest. I always encourage you to diversify within crypto as well. But here's what this recent crypto investment guide recommends, and I think it's solid advice. Evaluate your monthly disposable income, determine your risk tolerance, set clear investment boundaries, and never, and I mean never, invest money you can't afford to lose. My philosophy has always been simple. Buy whatever you can comfortably afford. But here's the key. Don't overinvest. Because if you do, you'll end up in this terrible cycle where you're selling at a loss every week just to put gas in your car or buy groceries, or even just to have a normal night out. That's why I tell everyone, buy whatever feels comfortable for you. Don't put a specific number on it either. Don't say, I have to have X amount of XRP. That kind of thinking leads to bad decisions. The key is being patient, staying informed, and positioning yourself for what's coming. Because when this thing really takes off, and I believe it will, you'll be glad you stayed the course. And here's the reality. If you're trying to reach some specific number of XRP, you'll probably end up overinvesting just to hit that target. Trust me, that's not the way to go. Everyone's situation is completely different. But here's what I do know for certain. Even if you're just buying a little bit of XRP every single week, you've already put yourself on the path to financial freedom. Don't overthink it. Now here's something that really gets me fired up. Many XRP investors have absolutely no idea what they've actually invested in. Only a handful of people truly understand the full scope of what's happening here. Think about it. You own a unique piece of the future financial system. Most people holding XRP, they've never even researched it. They have no clue what XRP actually does. The only reason they're holding it is because some friend told them, hey, you got to buy this cryptocurrency. It's going to $10,000. You got to buy this. It's going to move all the money around the world. But they don't really understand what's happening right now. And that's exactly why so many people get frustrated. They buy XRP, it starts moving sideways, and they're thinking, wait, I thought this was supposed to go up only. But if you step back and look at what's actually playing out right now, we're watching something incredible. We're witnessing the transition from our current financial system into a completely new financial system. And it's happening in real time. XRP is sitting right at the heart of all of it. Even with tokenization, XRP is moving tokenized assets on a daily basis. I'm telling you, the price might seem cheap today, but this price isn't going to last forever. People who bought above $3 just a few months ago, they're going to make incredible money as well, because XRP is going way above $3 in this cycle. People are still predicting at least $27 for XRP. Most of the really bullish predictions are $50 and up, all the way to $300 or more. Some predictions are even hitting the 4-digit range. You just want to be positioned now, so you have zero regrets later. Here's something fascinating I came across. An analyst breaks down why there can't actually be 7 million XRP holders. Now, what he's pointing out is this. Even though there are 7 million wallets holding XRP, that doesn't mean millions of individual people own the asset. He mentioned that he personally maintains roughly 30 wallets, and most committed XRP investors tend to operate between 4 and 6 on average. And you know what? He's absolutely right. I hold XRP across 6 different wallets myself. When I saw this article, I was like, wow, that's really ironic because that's exactly how many I have. I never wanted to put all my XRP in one place, never in just one wallet. I wanted to spread it out among several wallets instead. And I did the same thing with XLM, XDC, and HBAR over the years. So he's right. There's probably nowhere near 7 million actual XRP holders. It's most likely a fraction of that. But I am seeing tons of new investors entering this space every single day. And the fact that they're investing in XRP, at least they're on the right track. At least they're on their way to financial freedom. Just make sure you always have a solid game plan. Speaking of institutions taking notice, here's something interesting. Gemini is now seeing XRP strength. Gemini notes that XRP often outperforms during key market cycles, and analysts are saying this current consolidation could be setting up for a breakout above long-term resistance. I find it interesting that Gemini is all of a sudden recognizing XRP's potential. Remember, they were Bitcoin only for so long. The Winklevoss twins and everyone else, suddenly everybody's starting to take notice of this cryptocurrency. Something is definitely shifting in the crypto space. Now, there's been some debate about whether 2025 is worse than 2022 for crypto. Nick Carter and Kevin McCordick are offering completely opposing views on this. The bearish side is saying it's worse because crypto is no longer the star of the show. They're talking about how other options like stablecoins and tokenization are stealing the spotlight away from crypto, even with the rise of AI. But 2025 is definitely not worse than 2022. If you remember where XRP was in 2022, we've come an incredibly long way. Let me tell you, 2022 was absolutely horrific. I actually started this channel that year, right after the lunar crash, and I remember thinking, how am I going to keep people positive and motivated about this cryptocurrency? It was literally the worst year in crypto history. But look where we are now. I'm genuinely excited about XRP's position. Think about this. We're sitting above $2 right now. Back in 2022, people were saying XRP would never hit $1 again. Ever. And then what happened? It shot above $3 right after the election. Here's something that really puts things in perspective. If we go back to 2022, we literally watched XRP move half a penny over 3 or 4 days. Half a penny. Now, XRP easily jumps by a nickel, a dime, sometimes even a quarter or more in a single move. You can actually see real volatility in XRP now. Back then, there was practically zero volatility. It barely moved at all. Anyone who's frustrated with XRP's price today, I would love to take them back to 2022 so they could experience what real frustration felt like. And 2023, it was literally no different. We just sat there, month after month. The whole time we kept thinking we were going to get good news from the Ripple versus SEC case, and it kept getting delayed longer and longer. We were constantly waiting for something, anything, to happen with that case. The good thing is, we finally got clarity for XRP, and honestly, that should have pushed the price up way more than it did. A lot of people were disappointed by that reaction too, but I still believe XRP is on the road to recovery. We haven't seen its true price yet. It's still incredibly undervalued. Now here's a little market psychology for you. If everyone's saying this is the bottom, it probably isn't. You see it all day long on social media. The bottom is in. This is it. Pump time. Bottom's in. But when people are confidently calling the bottom, you can usually expect it to go even lower before the real breakout happens. It's the same thing when people say the cycle is over or crypto's done for the next 4 years. The market proves them wrong time and time again. And XRP? XRP is absolutely fantastic at proving people wrong. We've seen it happen multiple times as XRP holders. Do I know if the bottom is in right now? Honestly, I'd love to think this is it, but I really don't see XRP going below $2. I just don't see that happening. I think the ETF momentum will keep XRP above that $2 level. This week is going to be huge for XRP. I can't wait to see what comes out of all these other ETF announcements. Because those ETFs, one after another, with all that XRP leaving circulation, that's definitely going to lead to some serious price action. And once that breakout starts, as an XRP holder, you should have zero regrets. You've been buying during these periods of consolidation. Even if you bought above $3, you're going to have no regrets once this thing really takes off. Because suddenly, you'll be entering those exciting times, those euphoric times where you're checking your portfolio multiple times every minute just to watch the price climb higher and higher. That's exactly what we're waiting for right now. But it is absolutely coming. Until it happens, stay patient. The foundation is being built. The institutions are positioning themselves. And when this thing explodes, you'll be glad you held strong through all of this.